Hi, I'm Jim Pendry, and I'm here with Sylvia Lingren this morning. And she's going to talk a little bit about her Sunrider experience. So, Sylvia, let's just get right to it. How did you get started with Sunrider?
Well, actually, you introduced me to Sunrider about 23 years ago, probably, and I used the products for a while. And my husband and I, and even the kids, actually came and went off the products for a number of years. And then recently, I had put on some weight, and I really wanted to figure out, how I was going to get healthy again and get back to a healthy weight. And you spoke to me about the weight loss challenge that Sunrider was doing. And so I got started on some, a whole bunch of products actually right from the get-go, but Cali and Fortune and the Sun Bars and New Plus and the shakes. And I was using VitaTaste and Sun Trim. Is that what the one's called?
Hmm.
And even without regularly taking the Sun Trim and that sort of thing, I lost weight. I started losing weight immediately, actually. So it took about 4 months and I was down 16 pounds. Well, 15 probably. I think I've lost the last pound in the last couple months without trying.
Hmm. So, explain that process to me. When people talk about weight loss, overall people lose weight and they gain it all back again, and it's just this roller coaster thing. So, just
Mhm.
explain that to me.
So for me, I think it was that I was eating too much all the time and I wasn't eating that healthy. I'd had a bad experience about 4 years ago that sort of knocked my ego back a bit, and I gave up running. I gave up all kinds of things, and I just slid into the sort of regressive sort of, I don't know, I wasn't doing that well mentally. And it took a couple of years to get my mojo back, but I wasn't able to sort of get over the hump to start doing the things that I needed to do to get healthy again. And so Sunrider just made it easy. There was a support group online, so I could go there when I had questions or when I needed some encouragement. I could see what other people were doing. And I switched up my routine. I've always, for years and years now, I've been having just a smoothie for breakfast, actually a smoothie and a piece of toast. So I switched out the piece of toast for a New Plus. I added that to my smoothie in the morning. And I replaced a lot of my lunch items with just stuff from New Plus. So mostly I was having a Sun Bar and a Vita Shake. And then at supper, I just ate what I always ate. I wasn't trying to do anything super healthy. I didn't avoid, pasta or things like that. There were times when we ate that because that's what was for dinner. Um, but generally, we were having sort of meat and vegetables or salads, things like that. But I wasn't dieting at all. I think the other thing that really helped actually with products is I'm on the road a lot. I travel for my job, and I'm often on the road between Penticton and Salmon Arm or Kelowna and Salmon Arm, or I'm in Vancouver, and food choices on the road are really terrible. And so I ate at Wendy's a lot, like 3, 4 times a week probably. And I didn't have to do that anymore because it was so easy to just throw Sunrider in my bag and have it with me. So I have a shaker bottle that I got with my package when I signed up with Sunrider, and I fill that up partway with water, and I throw a New Plus and a Vita Shake in my bag and a Sun Bar in my bag and a few Fortune Delight packages and my sun care, and I could go all day if I had to. But for sure, when I finish a meeting and I'm on the road back to Salmon Arm, I would always have to stop somewhere for something to eat because I'd be so hungry that I couldn't really even concentrate on driving. Now I just throw a Vita Shake in my shaker bottle and I have a Sun Bar on the road, and I'm perfectly good for another at least 3 hours. So it's made it super easy to just, throw lunch or whatever in my bag and go. And if it turns out that my routine gets completely whacked out, we have a meeting that's a lunch meeting and I eat a big meal at lunchtime, I just have Sunrider for dinner instead. And that's worked out really well because I'm not having a big meal at dinner time. So, and I drink Fortune Delight all day. It's funny because when we first got onto Sunrider, we were drinking Cali tea every day, and Fortune just didn't really do it for me, but something's changed in my tastes this time. And Fortune is my go-to all day long. I drink Fortune from the time I get up until the time I go to bed. The only time I really switch it up is if we're having tea after dinner, like when we're watching TV or something before we go to bed, then we make a pot of Cali. But
What flavor of Fortune?
I really like the lemon, and I really like the peach, actually, which you brought up at the April home show. And I hadn't tried the peach. I tried the raspberry, and it was pretty good. But I tried the peach at the home show. I was like, oh yeah, I could
Yeah.
probably live on this stuff. So
Oh yeah,
I don't
that's the
even make
one.
hot water anymore. I just make it in my shaker bottle with a bit of sun care, and that's just I don't need pop. I don't need juice. I don't drink anything like that anymore. I just
So I
it's
want to just drill down on a couple of things. So you said you used to have a shake, and just for the people that are going to watch this, just to be really clear for them, is what do you think actually made the difference? You talked about eating Wendy's 4 times, 3 or 4 times a week, and you're you're just more satisfied, I think, and your blood sugars are more balanced now
yeah.
because of the sun care. And you're drinking Fortune all day instead of negative things. I don't know if you're drinking coffee before.
No, I've never drank coffee. I don't like coffee, but I would definitely have, like, I drank water to some extent before. I would almost, most of the time I had a water bottle with me. But with a meal, especially if it was Wendy's, always had a Coke. Always, always. Like, I had a pretty heavy Coke addiction, Coca-Cola addiction. And I don't crave that stuff anymore. If we do go for the occasional stop at a fast food place, it doesn't happen that often anymore. But if I do go there, I still will have a Coke. But then I find that I'm not craving Coke. I don't need to have a Coke. There was a time when if I opened the fridge and there was a can of Coke in there, I would actually salivate. I was completely addicted to Coke. And I don't find those kinds of cravings happen anymore. And my blood sugars are so even, it's mind-boggling. It used to be when I got hungry, I was really, really hungry. My stomach grumbling or cramping or whatever, that was a minor part of it. But my hands would shake, and I'd be very irritable, and I needed to eat right this second. And when it got like that, I would invariably turn to something that was sugary junk, either chocolate or a Wendy's burger, because that's where I was on the road and I needed to eat immediately. And now I don't find that anymore. When I was dieting, or I reduced my calories. There's no doubt about it. Sunrider is really low calorie with a really high pack of nutrients. So I didn't feel like I was missing out on anything, but I was definitely eating way less calories. And when I did get hungry, because I would have Sunrider at, say, 12 o'clock noon, by 5 o'clock, I really wanted to have dinner. That's 5 hours later, but it was easy to make it those 5 hours on just the Sunrider. But then I needed dinner, and I found that, I'm hungry. I should make some dinner now. Like, my hands weren't shaky. I don't feel irritable. My blood sugar's fine. I'm just, my stomach's hungry because I haven't eaten for a while. And so, I still have time at that point to make a proper meal, or to find something in the fridge at home, or to drive home from my meeting and then get something when I get there, which I would never have been able to do before.
Yeah. And you're probably drinking Fortune Delight through the day with sun care, right? And
I
there's
am.
real magic in that about balancing those blood sugars, and that everything you just described is what most Sunriders feel when they start using Fortune all day and New Plus, and the
Yeah.
cravings change.
Yeah.
And
I use New Plus in all of the drinks. Like if I'm having Cali or if I'm having Fortune, I don't add it to my smoothie, but I suppose I could. But I'm finding that just having it in my water bottle with the Fortune cold and some ice, it's all I need. It's amazing.
you mean the sun care, or
The
what?
sun care, yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
So this weekend we just attended Live Your Bliss workshop with Richard Brook.
Yeah.
And I was saying, Sylvia, you got to attend this with me. It's vision training, and I've been kind of dropping little hints with Sylvia about joining in the business with me, because she'd just be great at this and really just awesome to work with. And she had a little, few hang-ups and things about network marketing and stuff, and it kind of came out this weekend.
Yeah.
And I wanted you just to share, just for a couple minutes, how you feel now.
Yeah, I feel pretty pumped up, actually. That working with Richard Brook this weekend it's kind of mind-changing. I feel like it really helped me dig into some of what my own hangups are about all kinds of things, not just network marketing, but, what holds me back from success in other areas, what holds me back in relationships. It was yeah, not what I expected at all, actually. It was really good. But now that I've met a bunch of people that are doing network marketing, and I see how passionate they are about their products that they're introducing people to, and that I feel like it's a really legitimate way to advertise things to people. It's like big companies like Procter and Gamble spend millions and millions of dollars plastering billboards and newspapers and television ads everywhere. And I think for a lot of people, we're inundated with that stuff so much that we tune it out now. And I don't trust that kind of advertising. I know that their bottom line is about making money. It's not about me. It's not about my health. It's not about the product that they're selling being healthy or that it works. I've bought tons of things in stores that are just garbage, and you buy it once and never buy it again. But buying it once is enough for those companies. They don't need you to buy it over and over and over. If everybody on the planet bought it once, they'd be filthy rich. So for them, customer loyalty is not everything. For a company like Sunrider, I think customer loyalty is everything. And they're all about making sure that they're introducing a really quality product to people so that people will improve their own lives. And the only way that you can, I think, introduce that to new people is to sit down with them and to say to them, look, like, this is a company that's not spending any money advertising out there in the world on Facebook or on TV or whatever, where it costs thousands and thousands of dollars. So instead, they're paying us a small percentage of the money to go out there and introduce new people to these new products and to teach them about how to make their lives better, how to live a more financially viable life, and how to be healthier. And so network marketing I've had a mind shift about, what is network marketing, and how does it work for people, and how can it work for me? And I feel really optimistic, actually, about that this could be a viable change of career for me, and it could afford me some of the freedoms that I've been dreaming about for probably 5 or 10 years and have not been able to figure out how to get there.
Mm-hmm. So Sylvia and her husband have a sailboat, and they love to go in there. And so she's been thinking, wow, if I could just get a nice $2,000-$3,000 a month, we could be on our sailboat all the time. So it's the kind of lifestyle that allows you to do that.
Yep,
You can do
full
this
time.
when you're on your boat.
Yep.
And so I think that's it. So thank you so much, Sylvia, for sharing some of your experience with this and some of your ideas from the weekend.
Yeah. Well, thanks for introducing me to Sunrider, because I see a long and profitable and healthy future for me and my husband and our kids.
Excellent. All right. Thanks so much.
Okay. Bye.
Bye-bye.